All right. Settle into your body. Let your soul catch up. Take a breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Open your crown to connect with the sun. Open your heart. And be here now. First of all, right in your own being, in your own body, and connecting with each other. Marlene, Kate, Steve, Linda, Nancy, Eliza. Feel the power of the container. As we lift and we open and we be with whatever it is that's wanting to be birthed today. Feeling it already activating in the cells of your being, already lining up with our bigger work. Another deep breath in, and when you're ready, open your eyes, and so we begin. So here we are. It's November 16th. Marlene, we missed you last week, but we included you. Did you get a chance to get the recording? Probably not, because you're just back, right?
I did not,
Okay.
but I know I was included. I know I was included. It felt inclusive.
So checking in, how was your trip, Marlene?
Okay, I'm here. I wanted to do something that I've never done before. I put something in the chat.
Oh, there we
In
go.
honor of Steve and all of us. I had miraculous outcomes. I had the most miraculous outcomes visiting with my family. I couldn't have imagined a trip more beautiful, more relaxed, more powerful, more connected. And my main goal was to see my two brothers and my two sister-in-laws. And I saw them, I was there 3 days. I saw them each for 3 times. And one family group had like their children come in. So I got to meet new members of the family, new fiancés and husbands. And one of the things I did with my brother, and one of the reasons I actually got this device, was because of one of my brothers. And, you know, so I tried to show him how to work it. Of course, I have trouble, you know, I'm not going on too long, I hope. So my nephew came over and he helped me. Can you hear me okay? Mm-hmm. And my brother immediately went on the internet to find out what this was. And he said, I want more information. I do, Marlene, I want more information. So, but that was like icing on the cake. I mean, we had wonderful conversations, and I was concerned about, I hadn't been with my family and I don't know, with my husband for 6 years together. I was there 2 years ago. Anyways, it was a fantastic trip. And then I got to see my son in Atlanta and a couple of my girlfriends in Atlanta and my sister-in-law in Atlanta. So I just, amen. So and I came home and I got a present. I got a present from wonderful Kate. Thank you. I said, who do I know in Illinois? Thank you. It's on my refrigerator. And it's beautiful. Thank you. And that's my check-in.
Awesome. Great. So we'll connect about how to get your brother more information and moving on that, but we'll do that afterwards. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, good.
Yes.
I got your bed's in. All right. Thank you. Okay, next. I'm going to just close my door here, but somebody take it away. Nancy? Or Linda?
Oh, I wasn't planning to go, but I just realized I'm not, I'm still unmuted. So,
Ah.
so I've been in a really sort of a reflective space the last few days of, and I feel like I'm up against a familiar resistance, and I'm not sure what it's about. Not sure. I mean, well, guessing it would be my programming about either unworthiness or just not good enough, somehow not good enough. And so anyway, I've been having a hard time taking initiative, or doing the things that it's like I think I want to do it, and I think I'm interested, but I've just been watching YouTube videos, and some are really interesting, but it's not the way I thought I would spend my last couple of days. So I'm sort of have this, what's wrong with me? And then forgiving myself and getting into a loving acceptance, and then having it feel like it slides away. I want to learn how to connect with what I know to be true on my own. I know how to go to resources that help me, but I don't really feel like I can do it on my own. So, or maybe that's another judgment I'm just telling myself. So that's where I'm at, sort of confused, but grateful, happy. I did one day, I was just going through the whole day. It was like, I was reminded, somebody said, just say happy all the time, so I was happy, happy, happy. And it's funny how it's really great how that brings more in, and I just, things happen and I go, oh yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm doing happy, happy, happy. And it's like, oh yeah, okay. So I've been going back and forth in that, mostly
Awesome.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. And just reflect on your check-in, because you do know how to do it.
Yeah, I do.
You just told us, right? And even if you know how to go to your resources, you still know that's how you do it.
Right.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
All right, Nancy.
Okay. Yeah, I was just reflecting on what Linda said, and as she was saying it, of course, I'm looking at my own when I have those moments, and I thought, to myself, I go, oh, you always want to separate your knowing in some ways from the sources that you use to confirm your knowing. I go, isn't that what you've been talking about me for the last, I don't know how long? I'm going, there is no separation. That's again, Linda, this for me, that's integrated. But you just really triggered, it's like I'm going, this big decision of whether to cancel this trip to Colorado. And I had a dream, and it's like, well, you pay attention to your dreams, and in it, it said, how many signs do you need? And I go, well, how about one more? Because I'm not feeling like you gave me the answer I really wanted. And there's not enough good reasons, but I felt like I was given one alternative, let's put it that way. And we know that we can say no and pick again and all that, but it's like, it was about, God, if you say if I say I want things to come through to me and to clarify for me, and then I question the form that they come. I'm sorry, I have to have a moment of laughing at myself. I have been working with a an organizer all afternoon who left at 5. So I couldn't, I'm so organized, I couldn't find my purse to even put fresh lipstick on. And I couldn't find a brush. This is how organized I am. Whoops, I'm sorry about that. And so I'm laughing at myself going, well, okay, we didn't organize that part. I wonder where that sucker is, you know? Oh, well, I won't need it. And it's so funny. I just look at organizing. It's like trying to get it to a home to live the way you want it to live. And I ended up saying, well, okay, let me get this straight. Either all of my current furniture is wrong, or we need a fresh set of eyes somewhere on here. And those are great decorating ideas as well as organizing, but no. I know, we don't live that way. I know. And he says, so what I hear you saying is right now you're more into comfort than exactly how it looks. I said, I want it to look nice, but no, comfort. Yes, comfort comes first. I am totally into comfort. I said, you're young. Your body doesn't need the comfort that we do. So meanwhile, I'm helping him today. And I worked out yesterday. I had a great workout. I'm feeling strong. I didn't hurt anywhere. I helped him move 3 heavy things today. I could barely make my way down to the chair. And Steve goes, the hell are you thinking? You know, so I love so where I am is I'm kind of reclaiming my space again anew and figuring out what stays, what goes, and knowing when I get the answers. I don't have to do an arm wrestle routine with them. Are you the right one? So and Steve this morning said, you know, he always hands me a coffee cup and he goes, do you want to be happy today? Well, we know where the happy cup came from. And I went, no, I don't feel like a happy cup today. He goes, you're not happy? I go, no, I'm happy. I just don't feel like a happy cup. So this happy theme is really interesting. And I'm so bad about going out to my mailbox because everything I get pretty much is bills and things or email. And it's usually just stuff. And I went out and I found this cutest little magnet too. And not that I wanted to say, oh no, I didn't. I wonder what they got. But it's so perfect. I'm working up the nerve to put it over that little dent on my new refrigerator and just get sucker right there because it's not going to come out and it's right where my eye wants to go. And I thought, I'm just going to slap that sucker right there. Thank you. Anyway, thanks.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. All right, Steve or Kate.
I was looking for my mute button.
Go.
Well, today was one of those kind of busy days, phone calls, you know, just almost one after the other. And all of a sudden I knew it was, I think it was 5:08. Like, oh, I have a class tonight. So whoosh, swapped out computers, swept aside all that other stuff. And here I am now. So physically, I'm doing pretty well. Knees a little bit better every time. It still has enough to keep me from running up and down the streets and hills of Round Rock. You know, but not that I did that before, but you know, it's like, doctor, when my leg heals, will I be able to play the piano? Sure, yeah. Oh, great, I've never played it before. Okay, so I'm just going to
That
beat
may
up
be
the
a
brochure.
gift. That may be a gift, though, that you can't run up and down the streets of Round Rock.
So I almost had a kind of a vision for myself this morning of I was coming in the shower, getting ready to start my day, and thinking about the call tonight. I thought, you know, I ought to do a little bit of drumming or something before I come into the call. I've never done that before, you know, here for this call, and I didn't have time to do it today, but that's something I'm going to consider.
Yeah.
I don't think that would have just popped up out of the clear blue sky without there being some, let's do that.
Let's do that. Well, do that, and then maybe we'll have you drum for a minute or two before we line up.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
absolutely.
Awesome. Well, very good. All right. Is that complete, Sue? Yeah, okay. Hey,
I too had a good day. This training that we've been doing online, myself and my colleague for the last couple of years, today we did it for a conference with 600 attendees
oh, with the little
around
cutouts.
this. Yes, that was the cutouts. And we weren't sure how well. Usually we have a Zoom room with between 10 and 15 people at the most. And this time we had pages and pages of Zoom screens. And we thought, how are we going to do this? But it worked out beautifully. And yeah, it was just fun. It was fun. The energy was so high. People were so excited. It's a self-advocacy conference that happens in Illinois once a year. So because of the virus that we all know and love, we had to do it on Zoom again this year. So they had 1,000 people sign up.
Wow.
And fortunately, 400 of them were staff or parents or support people. So those 400 people did not get the little cutouts. But yeah, because I found that out. I'm like, not doing 400 more. I'm done. But we had to kind of improvise some stuff at the last minute, but it was really fun. The energy was high. The people were, it was just fun. So this, sometimes you have a great fun thing that happens, and that was really, really fun. And it was a beautiful day here today. It was 60, and that may not sound beautiful to you, but now that we have had winter kind of moving in, and it came very quickly after it was like 75 all the time. They say your blood's not thick enough yet. I don't know what it is, but that first cold spell in Illinois, it's cold and you're really cold. So today was gorgeous. We're going, I won't be here next week, by the way, because we're traveling to Lawrence to see our granddaughter. Her birthday is the day before Thanksgiving. So we'll be spending a couple of days down there. So I won't have my computer or anything with me. So, but yeah, I'm still like settling, I've been working on kind of organizing, getting my quiet space organized, getting things, and it's just like this slow process. And I laugh because I had to like reorganize into categories all these things that I had tucked away. And then once they were in categories, I could reorganize the categories, until I could get them all to the right place. So I'm kind of just moving around doing that. We always love to get rid of stuff as much as we can. So been doing a lot of that, little donut here. I don't need this. And that just feels good. It feels light. And I like that. So yeah, we're doing good, pretty good here in Illinois. But I missed you guys last week. It's good to see you.
We missed you too, but you did get the recording, right? Yeah. Good. Yeah, wonderful. Well, and I'm in Arizona and it was, I don't know, at least 82, probably was 87 yesterday. Yesterday morning when I got up to take my car from the condo to park it in the storage, it was 37. And when I landed on the plane and got home, it was 87. That's a pretty big jump. I haven't been here, I decided, since the middle of May. So it's just, I'm having some real time warp, multi-dimension, like which play am I in now? Which role am I in now? It's very interesting. So grateful for things like this that keep the consistency no matter where I am. So it's good. Life is good. We had dinner with my mom last night and again tonight. And yeah, she's doing well. That's a good thing because, a year ago it was pretty rough. But she's this just because I know she leads the water aerobics class. She's 86 years old. She's the leader of the water aerobics class, and she plays dominoes and she does this and she does that. And last night she said, well, I'm all done now until next summer. I'm not doing on that committee anymore, and I'm all done with that job now. And so I can just enjoy the season, which is really fun. So that is good. So lots going on. Let's see what I want to kind of lean into. I kind of related to my feeling like which dimension am I on? Which plane am I operating on? Kind of going back to what you were sharing, Linda, about it's like, oh, but I'm kind of caught in my pattern or whatever. My words, not yours. but caught in my pattern. It's like, well, am I caught in my pattern, or am I just habituated to go back there? Right? Because it's like, it's just, I don't know what exactly, I know what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it very well, but it is, this is what I think I want to say. It is, we are changing, and we have changed tremendously doing this work, whether we know it or not. It's subtle, it's profound, and it's like we've expanded, and it's easy to like step off of the high consciousness platform back into, oh, and this and that, and I didn't, and I should have, and the outer, and this and that, and yada, yada, yada. And I noticed that I was doing that in this, sort of one more transitional shift, but I was also talking about it with some other people. And it's like, what if there's nothing wrong with that? But what if it's no longer hard to change, like as soon as you notice it? What if it really is a simple peek over the edge? Remember when we used to do that all the time? We'd go up and we'd peek over the edge of the wall, and we'd go up and we'd peek over the edge of the wall. Well, this woman I was talking to today has nothing to do with this world. And she was talking about in consciousness what's happening right now in this shift from 3D to 5D and 4D, and she's very much into that language of it. She goes, it's as if you peek over the wall. I'm like, I know, right? So it's really fun when that gets sort of reflected back. I have not had a conversation with this woman. We met, I don't know, probably in 2000, before we went to Dallas, so somewhere in like 2012, somewhere like that. And I haven't probably had a conversation with her in 5, 7, 8 years. And so to come into this conversation today and be using the same language was really impactful in a way. Not that it's just cool that she's using the language I'm using, or I'm using the language she's using, but it feels like there's pockets of us doing this work all over the globe, and that what we're doing is we're pinpricking through the veil of separation. And as we pinprick through the veil of separation, there's room for more light. Well, so then this woman I was talking to, she's German, and she lives in the US, and she was in Berlin when the Berlin Wall fell. So take this far beyond the Berlin Wall, right? Take this in consciousness. She said, what changed? What happened? Who called for it? And what happened in her experience there? And her mom was on the other side of the wall. She was a college student at the time. I don't know if that lines up right in the dates, but something like that. And she said, what happened is on one day, the border was closed, the wall was there, you couldn't get across, you could be shot and killed for trying. Just that's how it was. And then over an hour, basically overnight one day, the walls open. And they were coming back and forth, freedom, like that, fast. I'm getting body chills because there's something going on, right? Kind of on both sides of that story. In our country, it's like we're building walls, but on the other one, we have another one, right? That it's like walls could be breaking that fast. And then we just start to move freely, and then tying it back into my experience, freely between the dimensions. Like freely between, oh, here's my expanded self, and oh, here's my limited self. Oh, well, where's my expanded self? Oh, it's right here. It's like there is like the separation is actually, that gap actually becomes as small as a breath. That to me is like laying that over the whole Berlin Wall story, and her story was much more long and detailed about that. But it's like, oh, it's that. What if it's that simple now? And it doesn't matter if it wasn't that simple last week or last year or last decade. What if it's that simple now? What if we're evolving to that? Yeah, Nancy.
I recall that during that time before the wall, there had been a lot of exchange between the US and Russia of groups going over and meeting, a lot of spiritual activity. I know unity, people that we knew from different modalities. So a new opening, we think Peace of the 21st may have had a lot to do with some of the energy of that, but a new opening was happening and people were already crossing into those areas, which had not been the norm then. So what I'm hearing you were just amazed at is that ripple effect out from this download and coming in and doing this ripples out to, like you said, to the walls and whatever that are not meant to hold anymore. And it's so powerful. I mean, it is this coming down. I feel that. And I had forgotten about how those groups had kind of launched some of the initial where they looked at, I remember reading where they looked at each other and went, oh my gosh, you're not that different from me.
Yeah.
Was the breakthrough. Oh, you're not that different from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing this girl said is that it was very, on both sides of the walls, right? East and West was very divided, very much like our political landscape is divided red and blue. And the blue, where she was, didn't want to go over to the red side, but the red started coming over to the blue side much more frequently. I thought that was interesting from her German perspective. And she's been in the States for, I don't know, 25 years or something, a long time. So she's very acclimated here too. Fascinating, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. Kate, did you have something to?
I was just going to say, I read this book by Richard Rohr about 30 years ago called Breathing Underwater.
Oh, yeah.
And he said it's going to be little pockets of people, more and more little pockets of people that are going to make, because he had full confidence that things were going to come about and be reborn in a new way. And he's like, it's just going to be little pockets of people. It's not going to be some big movement somewhere, but those little pockets of people are eventually, all those dots are going to connect, like you said, and finally we're going to have the 99th monkey and whoosh, it'll just happen.
Yeah, very cool. That's a great book. Yeah. Anything else? Others? Yeah, Linda.
What was the name of that book again? I was writing Richard Rohr, but I didn't get his. I'm not hearing.
Breathing Underwater.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah. Marlene, did you have something?
Mute.
There you are.
Okay. I can't hear myself. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yep.
Okay. I just had one more. I had several miracles I mentioned happen, but it made me think the world is so connected. When I moved to Atlanta in 1991, I was in a women's group with 5 other women, and we met twice a month. Anyways, long story short, I wanted to see one of them who I haven't seen for years on this trip. So I saw her for a half hour. The crazy thing is, Atlanta's pretty big. My son decided to go back to school. He's in a chemistry class. His lab partner is her son. And they've never met. And when I was pregnant, she lent me all her maternity clothes, and I held her son. And when my son was born, she was at the baptism, and she held my son and came to the hospital. And I thought, oh, and to top it off, I called one of my friends who was in our group. Scott needed a place to stay, and her son helped move Scott in and didn't know that my friend was in the group. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but my gosh, the world seems so connected to me and miraculous in that situation. I mean, of millions of people in Atlanta. So that was a really happy thing.
That's very cool. And I think we're our soul pods are gathering, and they're interconnected, like all three of those sons, right? They don't even know each other, but yet through you guys, the moms, there's this connection, there's this web, there's this infrastructure, really. That's cool. All right, shall we do some frequencies? Is there anything else on the, I mean, that's really big topic, it seems like. Preferences? Thoughts? Where should we start today?
Anything you can think of that would go well with that topic?
Let's take a look at that. Well, you know, the coherence is what pops to my mind, but I can't do it on the blue, right? Because it's only on the pink.
But bioenergetics.
Yeah. Let's do it. Bioenergetics 1. I was thinking that that's a good idea. I was also thinking maybe the meridians, but let's do bio 1. Everybody good? Okay. And maybe our sub intention, I mean, you have your own intention always, and I invite you to bring that to your awareness, but maybe it's the awareness of that interconnectivity, the awareness of actually what we are becoming aware of, what we're becoming conscious of. Or choose your own. All right, Bioenergetic Harmony 1, here we go. So this one we don't have paragraphs on, but what comes up is potency, hormones, flexibility, eyes, and menopause. So going metaphysical on that, potency, like we are in these potent times, right? Hormones makes me think of the biochemical cocktails that we are changing as we're changing our brain chemistry and our neurology. Flexibility, that seems obvious. Eyes, let us see with new eyes, right? And menopause, that to me is like wisdom. Like wisdom. Cool. Any other input, comments? All right, so Kate and Marlene, we missed you last week, but we did 5 minutes and 59 seconds. And some of us liked it. So what are we doing today? We're almost, it's 4:52 here. So 1 or 2 or 5, which is really 6. Feel into it. What do we want to do here? Okay. Oh, waving, everybody's waving. Isn't that lovely? Instead of pointing. All right, we're going to go for it. So when we do 5 minutes and 59 seconds, we just sink into it. And for some of us, it felt like a really long time, and others, it didn't feel like any time at all. So we just lean into our intention, lean into all that we've talked about, and just open to receive, maybe receive what wants to be revealed. Like kind of take that in, what wants to be revealed. So we don't get caught too much in trying to direct it, just open. Does that make sense? Okay. All is well. It is done. As we quantum shift ourselves and the world into miraculous outcomes. Open to receive, just still your body. Open, open, open like a vessel, like these frequencies are just being poured into your system. And receive those starting now. And that is complete. What was that?
Well, I don't know that I had what I would call a coherent experience, because it was more like vignettes, just like flash, 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 flash. And none of them seemed to have any real relevance to the other. Like the one I was witnessing a man dressed in like black tactical gear, I don't know, canvas or whatever you call it, very, and he was kneeling down on one knee like he was on the lookout for something, you know. In another scene, there was like a metallic chicken robot that was walking along a road, just bam, 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 bam. Another scene, I had an egg crate in my lap that was styrofoam, but it was lacy. It had a lacy pattern to it where you could see through and all that sort of thing. And, I would pose the question, how do these tie together, if any way? And, I got no response or no other scene other than that. And there were others that were equally as unusual, but they don't really come to mind right now. Just like I'd be in there and it'd be gone, be in there, be gone.
Mhm.
So I don't know if I was taking a lot of short hops and traveling a lot or what.
Yeah. Global traveler for sure, or galactic traveler maybe. Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm going to start talking because I don't know actually what I just experienced, frankly. Nothing like the power of suggestion. As soon as you talk about breathing underwater, I honestly feel like I just was it felt very embryonic, like in this fluid. And on one level, I wanted to say, oh, it's like a float tank, except in a float tank, you're always on your back. And that wasn't the situation here. And it was, but I'd gone in focused on connectivity and what we've been talking about this huge beyond here. But so for a moment, it sounds like judgment now. It wasn't. When I had the thought, it was like, well, that's interesting, because you usually go up and out, and you're, in all honesty, I'm a Cancer. I'm a water baby. All you have to do is say the word water, and I'm gone. And it was so utterly sweet, and I felt so utterly safe and held, but free to move about the womb or whatever. And it wasn't like a female's womb. It was a whatever womb. And I didn't reach like a birthing moment, but it was like, oh, it was almost like the thought was, that's not how we do it anymore. And I felt myself actually like leaning into it a few times. I thought, oh, I'm just going to sleep. I'm just physically tired. And it went, no, you're just so rested. You're so rested that it's pre-emergence, but you're just going to be emerging. It's not like a lot of the work we've done before, which was almost like rebirthing. And we've all done the gut wrenching, or many of the gut wrenching stuff. And this was so gentle. But it was like, there's an emergence that's going to come out of here, right? But there weren't that many words. There were not that many words in the whole experience.
Wow. Really?
Hi. I had 2 different phases. of this meditation. One was like a huge sparkler where I was just seeing things that I really want or want to do. I want to write a book. I want to have a website. I want to drum like Steve. I have a piano here. I've never played. I want to play the piano. I want to communicate. I just this emergence of things that were wanting to flow forth. And then I came to a place and it said, where are you? Kind of, I mean, where are you? And it was like, be calm, still, grounded, authentic. And so I rested. And I actually have a word for each of you. I think of Linda, well, I don't need to say this, each of your words I have written for you, but at the end, it was like before you said we're coming in, be still. Usually it's be still and know that I'm with you, but be still and know that I will guide you. That's what came for me. So I have a burst of things I want to do, but I really need guidance and stillness in order to choose.
Yeah, beautiful. So let's do, once we go around everybody and have the check-in, or before we end, you can give us each the word. But let's
Okay.
get the check-in, or the check-in about this lineup first. That's really cool. All right, very great. Linda.
So, I'm trying to remember where I was going to start. So it was interesting. It was after Steve and Nancy talked, I realized that I had some of the same, I didn't have the same words, but the experience of being in this, I kept saying this openness, and just really relaxed and comfortable. And when you started talking about birthing and that kind of safe space and stuff, that made me think, oh, that's like what I was experiencing, you know. And the other part was real. Oh, so some of my thought processes had to do with this flowing with the acceptance, and oh, so that's where the water came in. It was like I realized, you know, oh yeah, there was that kind of flowing experience, and then it moved into these. I was trying purples. I was going to try. It's really like a violet, a soft violet, and then more like a fluorescent violet, and then more of a dark purple, and which, you know, I just love those colors. So and so then there was something anyway. So I guess I was just remember going through the colors, but when Nancy was talking, I started going, oh, those were waves. That was waves of energy that I was experiencing. So anyway, that was pretty cool. So that was I had a strong sense of that being in and being out, and it's just this kind of process of allowing things to flow, just move the way it is, and that all is well. All is well. It is done.
Oh, wait.
I've heard that before.
Awesome. There you are.
I had that expansive openness, and that all is well, it is done kind of experience in a completely different way. But I found myself climbing up this mountain. No, now you would think that would probably not be an easy thing to do, but for some reason, it was as easy as if I was a little mountain goat. And I climbed up to the top of this mountain, and then I was way at the top, and I kind of sat down on the very top and looked down, and there was just a huge valley that went on forever and ever, and a river. And it was just gorgeous. And I sat really for days and watched, like, then it would be night, And then all of a sudden, instead of a forest, there was little villages over across there. And then it would be night again. And sometimes a boat went down the river. And sometimes it was city lights all of a sudden instead of a village. But it was always okay. And it was always just peaceful and gorgeous. And I could just sit there and take it all in
Mm,
and enjoy it and just be there. So that was my experience.
very cool. I also experiencing the power of suggestion. Breathing underwater was very much a part of mine, but it was also, I didn't get a sense really of a womb so much as I got a sense of the infinite void of all creation, which was maybe the womb. Maybe it is the womb, but it was very expansive and embracive, not abrasive, but embracive, spacious. Yeah, I can relate to so many of the things that were said. Yeah, very cool. Which is why we spend the time really in this group to share our experience, because so much of it is like, oh yeah, it was like different word, but same, oh, but similar, oh, but, and then all of the moving parts, you know, come together. Yeah. All right, we're almost at time. I want to do at least another minute or at least a few seconds of this before Marlene gives us our words. So how are you doing time-wise? It's 5:12 here. So can we do a whole minute? Okay, everybody's good to run over for a bit. Not long, but just a little bit. All right, so all of the experience that we have, the mosaic of the experience that we've created, we're gonna just let it be. Start from wherever we were, and we're gonna do a minute 20. Just open and receive. And that is complete. So how was that one? Besides fast, at least for me, it was so fast.
I can say that for me, it was kind of like nothing in particular happened, but it felt like the icing on the cake.
Ah.
It felt like, finished. It's now complete.
Yeah.
You know?
Me too, just peaceful, still, lovely.
I had the sense that what I thought was fluid before, and then it was, I was aware that it was as easy to breathe as if it were air. So it stopped being either one. I don't know what that next environment is, but it was, and it was so peaceful. And then all of a sudden, I heard somebody say, well, now you need to take them. And I go, what do you need to take who? And he goes, because it was this quick, because you know the way. You know the way. I had no idea where that just slid in at the end, because you know the way. Okay.
And you 3 okay say it all. Yeah. Marlene.
Well, I was struck with a year ago, I didn't know any of you. Had no idea you existed, no idea I'd be here in the quantum sphere. And I very much want to connect with each of you somehow, not necessarily when you're here, Eliza, but I want to have an open Zoom call just to find more about drumming or how you're doing, or just, I don't know your numbers. I guess if I did Facebook, I guess I could communicate, but that's what it came to me. I want to get to know you more, and I'm very, very grateful. So, and I'm not sure how to set up a doc so that I do have Kate's address now. That's good.
Well, I can send an email to all of us with phone numbers in there. I can do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. And Linda.
Well, I was laughing at myself because I had this really sweet experience right at the beginning of this song coming in, and I was thinking I wanted to share it with you, and now I can't remember what it was. I can't remember the words. It was something about blessings, you know. Oh, part of the doxology about as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, worlds without end. So that was part of it. So, and then I was in that just peaceful blessings. I felt like joining the angels. And also, then I got into things to do and what was going on. And it was just like, all okay. But it did go way too fast.
Well, and 1 minute is really short compared to 6.
Yeah.
For me, it was peaceful. It was expansive. I had a sense of basking, navigating, and repeating. So like basking, navigate, bask, navigate, bask, navigate. And like Steve, it's just that the icing on the cake, just the completion. I think it's so important now that we've been doing that for a long time, but I just think that final piece is so valid. All right, Marlene, can you give us each your word, and then we'll wrap it up. You're still muted though, sweetie.
So I wrote calm, love, creativity, healing, authentic, grounding. So Linda, I have authentic beauty, the feminine. Kate, I wrote loving and kind. Steve, still water. Nancy, creative energy. Eliza, you are fun and you believe in us. And I wrote calm and healing. So those came up first. So I can't say, I think it's our whole group energy, but and we changed, but that's what came up today.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, have a beautiful week. Marlene put in a private chat, we have 6 more till the end of the year, that's like weird. Like, well, wait. But so same time, same place next week. I'll be right here in this same place next week.
So in the new year, we meet in Mexico, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to sort that out, but we certainly can meet in Mexico, or we
Yes.
take a month off. We'll see how it all unfolds, but I will know more about that or check in about that, maybe in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Linda, do you know the Pharrell Williams song, Happy?
Yes, yes, yes.
Dial it up and listen to it.
Yeah, I haven't heard that for a while. That would be
Yeah.
great. Yeah,
Which really means dial it up and dance to it.
right.
Exactly.
Will do. Will do. Thanks.
All right, I will.
Okay.
Night all. Love you.
Yeah.
Good night all. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.